Hey troopers, welcome back to another episode of the 501st Com Chatter with your host, me, Will.
And Chloe.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us on episode 69 of the podcast. Another episode in the books. We have another good one next. Is it next week? No, the one after.
Well, next week will be good because it'll be Ahsoka.
Yes. So we can talk about Ahsoka properly. But we also will, the following week, looks like we have a guest as well. So that will be exciting news. It's going to be fun. But yeah.
It might be on a different day, but we'll let you know.
Yeah, it looks like it might be on a Monday.
On a Monday, yeah.
But yeah, so basically this week we are going to be discussing the upcoming shows. And we're going to be talking about the different types of Imperial stormtroopers.
Yes.
So we know some of you are going to like that one. So yeah, shall we get into it? So we've got the news to start with. Now I've done a little research on this as well.
Yeah.
So we now have the directors for the Ahsoka show and what episodes they're going to be doing.
Oh, okay.
So that was revealed. So here is the episode directors for Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dave Filoni. We don't really need to go into. We know what Dave Filoni can do and what he's got planned. So
he's got 2 episodes on.
Yes, and apparently Rosario Dawson said episode 5 was her favorite.
Okay.
And Dave Filoni's doing it. I reckon that's going to be the return, shall we say, Anakin. It has to be. It has to be, in my opinion. But yeah, so I've had a little look as well. So I wanted to see what these other people had done.
Mm-hmm.
So Steph Green, she directed episode 2 of the Book of Boba,
mm-hmm.
called The Tribes of Tatooine.
Okay.
So she done that one. So she's got episode 2 and episode 3. By the way, all these directors have done more, but I'm just going by what they're mainly known for.
Yeah.
Episode 4, Peter Ramsey. Now this is quite an interesting one. Peter Ramsey was one of the directors who directed Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
So the new animated Spider-Man, the first one.
Yeah.
He was one of the 3 directors on that, and he's mainly an artist. He's done he was an artist illustrator on Castaway, all different sorts of projects. So storyboard wise. Yeah, so he's got that one. Dave Filoni, obviously, he's got episode 1. He's got episode 5. Jennifer Getzinger directed 10 episodes of Mad Men and 2 episodes of Westworld. It's quite interesting. Then we have Greta Patel. Greta Patel directed episode 8 of House of Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Really good show. I really enjoyed that. I can't remember. I think that one was called King of the Tides or something. I can't remember what it's called. But yes, so she's doing that one. And then Rick Famuyiwa.
Oh, I recognise that name. I think Mandalorian.
He was an executive producer on all episodes of season 3 of Mandalorian. So So he's been around the Star Wars world as well, especially quite recently. Yeah. So that's basically it in terms of Ahsoka news, because obviously next week it comes out, but this is the directors for it. Should be quite interesting in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to episode 5. Mm-hmm. Rosario's saying it's her favourite. Dave Filoni's talking about it. He's doing it. This has to be either. I reckon you're going to get thrown back in 2 or 3 I don't think he's going to show up in episode 1 straight off the bat. But episode 5 is going to be Anakin. I'm sure of it. But yeah, so that's Ahsoka. Directors for you. I'll keep that up there for a little bit while I talk about the upcoming shows. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there have been 2 leaked videos of there's 2 leaked episodes of the not episodes of 2 leaked videos. Sorry, yes. The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, which I know you're not supposed to film or see, but someone very sneakily gave us our first look at it, which I think is quite cool. So when it comes to the Skeleton Crew one, me and you both saw that one. It's very Stranger Things in Star Wars.
Yes.
You can tell straight away at the bat. It's like, the kids. It would appear that one of the kids sort of runs off from home or goes off exploring and gets taken, something like that, by the looks of it. So yeah, pretty much Stranger Things. You see what looks like a pirate picking up a gun. There's also a little character. One of the kids looks like a sort of a Max Rebo looking blue elephant character.
I wonder if it's like the same species or possibly the same planet.
That would be cool if they introduce another one, because we've only ever seen one. It looks very like they've got less. I'm not going to say less CGI, because clearly there is a lot of it in it. But it looks like when it comes to the sort of aliens, it looks like they've gone to a more practical effect than CGI look, which I think looks quite good. It looks also set within the sort of New Republic era, I think. I can't remember seeing Jude Law in the footage that we've seen, but it looks like a kid has gone missing, and this group of kids is like looking for their friend, and so that's pretty much what I've picked up on.
I think I noticed in the trailer there's some new droids as well.
But
we saw one droid that's definitely we've not seen before. It's like a white and black kind of droid. So that would be quite cool to see some new ones.
Yep, and we got the Acolyte leak as well.
I wonder if it was the same person.
It might be. Now this one looks pretty good. I'll be honest. I got quite excited about this.
What I get from it is it's very like samurai.
Yep, very martial arts. Now, so the trailer, or the leak, shall we say, of the trailer has Lee Jung-jae, the guy from Squid Games. Basically, he's teaching a class of younglings, and he's teaching them about power. So he says, close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. The Force is powerful. It is power we must respect. Now, there's another bit of dialogue in the trailer later from another character who also mentions power. So what I'm getting from this show, power is going to be a big thing in it, in my opinion. And it's quite interesting because it seems like the Jedi after the power,
Yeah.
Now, apparently at this age, or in this era, in the High Republic, the Jedi were more powerful than what they were sort of in the Republic Clone Wars era. So that will be something to see. Apparently they're not. Apparently I saw someone say they were the bad guys in this. Apparently.
Okay.
But we'll find out. Yeah, there's also a bit where there's like a Jedi and she's being attacked by some sort of ninja assassin, and she doesn't use a weapon, she just uses the Force to stop her, like Vader does with Reva, where he's like just blocking her and pushing her back. And then we hear someone say, "This isn't about good or bad, this is about power and who is able to use it." Now, that sounds like someone is trying to stop the Jedi from gaining this power. So, yeah, that's something. Like I said, power in this series is going to be the main point. That's the whole show. Yeah, and then at the end of the trailer, which the best bit, there's like a forest and there's like a group of Jedi, and then they all ignite their lightsabers. Now, I know we've heard of this before, but yeah, we see it. They ignite their lightsabers. There's a couple of yellow lightsabers, a couple of blue, and a couple of green. We also see shots of the Jedi Temple throughout the trailer as well. Looks very nice. Looks very tidy. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's going to be good. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I really liked the. I mean, I think they've gone back to kind of the. What's the word I'm looking for? Like things that inspired George Lucas with like samurai and things like that. And they're bringing kind of a different side to things. Like you say, Jedi are after power and stuff like that. And then obviously at the end of the trailer with all the lightsabers, like we've not seen very many yellow sabers other than Rey, and then the customization you can do in the Cal Kestis games. But yeah, so I think that would be quite cool to see more colored lightsabers. Yeah, I think what we've seen so far looks pretty good.
Now, from what I've seen of like comics and the novelizations of the Hobbit, there seems to be more yellow lightsabers. It seems to be that is what a lot of them had.
Because also like the temple guards have the yellow ones as well, which they're considered very kind of powerful and stuff. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good show. Looking forward to it, and I think it's next year. It's coming out. I can't remember the time, but it is coming next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But also, like the Acolyte, like from the Old Republic games, you are like an acolyte in those games, like Sith acolyte and things like that. So I wonder if they kind of got a bit of inspiration from those games too.
Maybe we'll see some sort of Old Republic sort of legend stuff come into this show, because they could do it. I mean, somehow, but yeah.
Because I don't think we've ever heard like acolyte in any of the movies. Or
no. And yeah, but I think as well, I don't think there's any Sith in this show, because the whole point of it is, because they say, there hasn't been a Sith in over a millennia or something, something like that. So I don't know if the Sith are going to be in this show, but from what I've heard, apparently they're Jedi, the bad guys. But
it gives it from a different perspective.
Yeah, which I think could be interesting. But it looks very good, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah. So shall we move on to today's main topic?
The stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers. Different variants
today, talking about the stormtroopers.
Bit of a change. Yeah.
So
let's start with everyone's favorite.
So this is the classic Imperial Stormtrooper. So these were the most common type of trooper, and were seen on many Imperial ships to protect against enemies. So obviously we've seen these in most of the films and shows. some of them are dirty, some of them are clean, shiny. Just got like standard kind of equipment, I suppose, to carry out everyday tasks. Armor to keep them at least a little bit protected, but definitely not as protected as like Beskar or anything, as you could see in Boba Fett and Mandalorian when they're getting all bashed up.
What do you think? Do you like the stormtrooper look?
I love that. It's just so classic Star Wars. Like when you think Star Wars in your mind, you straight away think like, oh, Vader, and then all the troopers around him and the clones. And yeah, they're definitely like an important part to Star Wars and just so iconic.
That's true.
And there's so many of them.
So many.
You can't forget them.
No.
But yeah, I really like their armor. But yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, let's kind of go back before these ones. So the TK troopers that we've seen in Bad Batch. So those ones obviously had different armor. You told me this. The armor in Bad Batch was like the concept armor for these stormtroopers. But yeah, it wasn't quite this armor, and it wasn't clone armor because they were TKs at that point. But anyway, TK troopers were trained by commandos, which were clones, to replace the clones, and they had different armor to clones, but not stormtrooper armor. So yeah, but yeah, they were trained by the commandos. So as we saw in the Bad Batch, Gregor was there, and he wanted to get away from it because he didn't agree with the clones being replaced and stuff like that. So yep. So that was TKs, and then it was these. So these are just like the standard one. Then we've got Sand Troopers, which those ones are on Tatooine in episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
They're designed to carry out missions on desert planets, and this is what I found out while I was doing my research. They rode dewbacks, which are those like weird creatures,
dinosaur
like
looking things.
Yeah. So I'm guessing those are space camels, because that's what they rode to get around the desert. You see a lot of them wearing like pauldrons and stuff, but they're kind of all different colours. So I'm guessing the different colour, the different rank. I think the orangey ones are like commanders, but I'm not too sure on that side of things. Because a lot of troopers wear those pauldrons.
They do.
So yeah, I think the line's a bit blurred with that. But anyway, yeah, we found out dewbacks are the name of the animal. Then we've got space troopers. So they're kind of like astronaut troopers, I suppose. So they're designed to work in the vacuum of space, and were equipped with rebreather packs to breathe. So yeah, very similar to.
So they look just like these ones, but they have a rebreather.
Yeah, and they have like tubes and things like that, and probably modified armor for space, kind of like a spacesuit type thing. Then we've got snowtroopers, which we saw in Empire Strikes Back. So they're like the ones that have like the kind of fabric kind of armor.
That's like.
Yeah, you remember them. So
I quite like those ones. I'm hoping to get a snowtrooper set, Lego set, very soon to go with my little Imperials. But yeah, no, I think it's quite a good look.
Yeah, I think it's different. Isn't it?
They look very much like the clone.
Yeah.
Military. What do they call it? The Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Where it's like the purple
Very
armor, and I thought, yeah, the ones that kill Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yeah, they look very similar to him. But those are clones. But yeah, these are the snowtroopers. So yeah, I'm guessing their armor is just to help them in colder climates, because that's what they were assigned to. So yeah, it's definitely hot. That's perfect for them. Then we've got 8080 Pilot, which is one of your favourites, isn't it?
Ta-da.
Da-da-da. So
Well,
then,
I'd probably be one of those if I could.
Yeah.
I know we've mentioned it before.
right,
What one
big
would be?
walkers.
I mean, the helmet looks pretty cool. I haven't used the photo of someone in it from the actual film because the photo doesn't. It's not very flattering. It's just sort of like, okay.
I don't think you realise the picture is
No.
being taken.
But no, I think it looks alright. It
But
looks
this
quite
one's
cool.
cool. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I quite like the sort of colouring as well. So it's like you got the little red logo, you got the black stripe as well on it. You know,
Mhm.
stands out a bit.
Yeah. So this one's specialised to pilot the 8080 walkers, or some people call them AT-ATs. I call them
8080s people.
I would call them that. Don't want to upset anyone though. So yeah, they're very similar to TIE fighter pilots. But obviously TIE fighter pilots are black armour. But yeah.
Now that you say it, I'm looking at it and I can see a TIE pilot helmet in it because of the like raised bit, almost like an X-wing.
And like the Imperial symbols.
If you look at it, it looks very much like an X-wing pilot, like helmet with the like raised bit.
Yeah.
But without the sort of visor.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And obviously, you know, because it's like you got the helmet and then you've got the stormtrooper mask almost on front of it.
Yeah.
But no, I like it.
So yeah, then there's obviously the TIE fighter pilots, which are very similar, but it's just black armor and they fly the pilots. So yeah, I'm guessing each pilot or driver, they're all like specialized in whichever task they need to do. Then you've got 80 ACT, tank troopers, and juggernaut pilots, which are all very similar. So the juggernaut pilots is, you know, in the Mandalorian where they're driving the tank. And then he's wearing that
disguise.
Yeah, that almost like green armor.
Yep.
So that's the juggernaut pilot.
Looks very much like a shore trooper.
Yeah, very similar. But yeah, so the juggernaut pilot, the tank trooper, and the AT-ACT trooper, they all drive assault tanks, even though they're classed as a pilot. They drive tanks. But yeah, they all have very, very similar armor, just different colours. Then we've got the classic Scout Trooper, which we obviously know from there he is. we obviously know from Return of the Jedi, that one. So they're very skilled sharpshooters, as you can see. He's got his long gun now, his rifle. Which
he's also got his little blasters as well. Little side blaster.
Yeah, we actually seen them use them, didn't we, in Return of the Jedi. They wear lighter armor, which is necessary for their speeder bikes. So obviously they need to be as light as possible to ride those through the trees of Endor. But they're not limited to Endor. They're just scouts, so scouting for the enemies.
Well, yeah, because it's like on the, like I was just mentioning about the Snow Troopers set.
Mm-hmm.
In that Snow Trooper Lego set, there is a Scout Trooper, which is quite interesting because, you know, we didn't know that they were there.
Yeah.
But he's got like silver arms and legs, so it's almost like a snow scout.
Yeah.
So
I didn't find one of those, but
no, but it's just interesting, isn't it? Because it looks like a sort of a snow trooper, like snow scout.
Yeah. We'll have to look that one up. See if there is a snow scout.
I like their helmets again because it was so different compared to like what we've had before is the normal stormtroopers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Ezra Bridger had one, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a collection of all the helmets, didn't he? All different painted.
He mostly wore the scout one.
He did.
But he had it all like orange and stuff. So that one's Scout Trooper. Then you got patrol trooper,
There
which is one of your faves.
he is.
Da-da-da-da.
I completely forgot that they were in Solo.
Yeah. I can't say I remember them in Solo, but
Well, this is
I've
from
not
the
seen it
chase.
in a while. Yeah.
Or when they're chasing Han and Kira through
So
the.
it's probably very
Yes.
quick scenes.
Yeah.
And you just think it's a stormtrooper, and then it's not until you research and you think, oh. But I haven't seen that film in a while, so maybe I'll rewatch it and look out for the patrol troopers. But you discovered in Jedi Fallen Order they're called something different, aren't they?
Yeah. So obviously, I don't know if you have listened to the episode, but Rural joined us for a chat in the live chat, and he was like, "No, it's a patrol trooper," because I called it a checkpoint guard.
Yeah.
But that was only because in the game it came up checkpoint guard. You know when it's like the subtitles, and it's like cow ... says it said checkpoint guard. So yeah, but no, it's a patrol trooper, and I think they look awesome. I'm so glad I've actually got a little minifigure one.
It's pretty. So those ones are police force on Imperial occupied planets, and they pilot smaller speeder bikes designed for urban environments. So as you can see, here's the speeder bike. But yeah, so essentially they're kind of like police on certain environments. So obviously in the game, they're guarding everything from Cal. But yeah, so that's those ones. I really like the look of those. Really cool.
I think the white and the black on the helmets make them stand out.
Yeah, it's almost like stormtrooper armor, but slightly upgraded.
Just looks cool.
We love this. For the local patrol trooper.
The couple they're cool.
So then we've got shore troopers, which these ones are. We have beige armor. There we go. There's a picture. So we saw them in Andor, which you pointed out to me earlier. Is played by Sam Witwer.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the actual one.
But I hadn't. I'm sure I missed this in the news somewhere that it was Sam Witwer. So
I promise you that is Sam Witwer.
Okay. Wow. Find out something new every day. So if you guys don't know who Sam Witwer is, he's the one that voiced Maul in the Clone Wars and Rebels. He's also Starkiller from the Force Unleashed games. But yeah, apparently he played a shore trooper. Which I only find out today. But yeah, so they have this like beigey tan armor.
There you go. I'm sure who stops cussing in under is voiced by Sam Witwer.
There we go. We got the fact right there. It was Sam Witwer. So yeah, they got the beige armor. They're on tropical planets such as Scarif and Morak. Those ones. So yeah, similar to like patrol trooper. But yeah, they're shore troopers because they're for tropical planets. So on the shore, Rural's joined us. Hey. He said, "Hey yo, late to chat. Imperial troopers today. Nice. We thought you might like this one, Rural." So then we got range troopers. So these ones are similar to the snow troopers, but their armor's more similar to this. But it's like really thick. They have like really thick boots.
I know, because I was saying when we were looking at it earlier, and I was saying about the boots.
Yeah.
The boots, they look very like Lego boots, like they're just blocks. But
or
obviously
like
they've got like like Transformer leg, but they've got like magnets in them and all that. Let's hold on to like the train and that. It was quite cool.
Yeah. And they have like thick armor and they have like fur bits on them. So yeah, similar to the snow troopers where they have to survive cold climates that no other trooper could withstand. So that's the range trooper. Broros just said, go back to the shore troopers. They're also called coastal defense troopers. So that was the one that we got the picture of up here, of the beige ones. Anyway, then we got wet weather gear stormtroopers. So they look like normal stormtroopers, but they have a cape, but they have
It's waterproof cape, isn't it?
yeah, it's a waterproof cape. But their armor isn't white. It's like, it looks like it's covered in mud. It's just really like dirty, and like kind of browny, greeny looking. So yeah, they have a waterproof cape, and their armor helps them to navigate muddy terrain. Those ones. So I'm guessing, you know, if there's a stormtrooper stuck on mud or something, they're going to rescue them. Or if there's an enemy, some planet where it's like really muddy and other stormtroopers.
Well, we see it in like Solo, isn't it? That's where we mainly get.
Yeah.
The look.
Then got mud troopers, which
was Solo, which was Han Solo.
So those ones, to me, they look very like World War-esque.
They look very Fallout.
Yeah.
You ever seen Fallout
Mm.
with the like mass? I can't remember what they're called. The kill crane or crow ray or something. Yeah, they look like those ones.
So yeah, they have oxygen masks to help filter out harmful substances in the air during combat. So yeah, similar to like a gas mask, I suppose.
Mm.
But yeah, so they're kind of similar to the wet weather gear ones, the mud troopers. They're both just like dirty in the mud, in the trenches. Then we got lava troopers. So these troopers are like mostly black, but they have bits of red on them. They have rebreathers, like big tube things, equipped to help them withstand tough, hot conditions on Mustafar. So these ones were placed on Mustafar to defend. I found this out today. So Vader's castle is named Fortress Vader. So they were on Mustafar to defend Fortress Vader, these lava troopers. And then there was magma troopers, which were basically the same, but they had white stormtrooper armor, but they were on like other lava planets.
Or is just put mud troopers. Yeah, the 224th Mud Jumpers Battalion on Minban. Yes. Interesting. We're talking about all the different troopers, if you haven't guessed it already.
Yeah, so many troopers. You lose count. Then we've got sea troopers, which I never knew existed, but apparently we need troopers in the sea. So they're trained for underwater combat, and they had flippers on their feet and scuba tanks, and they were seen on Mon Cala. So you guys know the Mon Calamari is like Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap.
Yeah. So his species underwater, that's kind of where they are.
Like the arc in the Clone Wars, one of my favourite
Yeah.
arcs, that one with the scuba clones. I love that. I think that sort of look is a cool look for me, for the clones. Yeah.
I reckon that's where they got the inspiration from.
Possibly.
Because some of these troopers are like only seen in the comics and stuff, so I don't know if they were made sort of after the Clone Wars aired and stuff like that. Then we've got forest troopers, which look just like scout troopers, but they have like camouflage armor. So they're modified for forest conditions to be like hidden and things.
There was probably some of them on Endor, but we just didn't see them.
Possibly, because that would have been good.
And that would have been perfect for the forest trooper.
But they've been seen on Kashyyyk, those ones, which is your favourite planet.
Good old Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Then we've got cave troopers, which again look just like scouts, but their armour is modified to make them safe for underground conditions.
It was the legs, wasn't it? They had more armor on their legs
Mm.
for protection, wasn't it? I don't think I want that to be that sort of trooper. Going down into caves is your job.
Yeah. Because like the air pressure and stuff. And then you got to remember your way out. Torches, isn't it?
That was another thing. They had torches on their head, didn't they?
Yeah, that was another thing.
On their helmets.
So they're all a bit modified for each usage. Then we've got incinerator stormtroopers, which these ones we've seen one in Mandalorian season 1 finale. He's like the stormtrooper that has the red bits on his armor, and he has the flamethrower. So these ones carry flamethrowers, specialized in flaming out enemies, which we saw he tried to flame out Grogu, and then Grogu put up his little 3 hands, 3 fingers, and then was like, no, and you saw him force push the fire away from him and Mando. Then we've got artillery stormtroopers. So there was one of these Mandalorian season 2 when Boba Fett came back.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a little group of stormtroopers, and one of them had like bits of yellow on his armor, and he had a big like cannon. So those cannons, they're called mortars, and so that's what they do. So they shoot these cannons.
Isn't that the Black Series helmet? Artillery.
Oh, I think it might be.
I reckon it is.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure it's yellow. It must be that one.
I'm pretty sure it's that one. Yeah.
What a weird trooper to do though, isn't it?
Yeah, because
when you think you could have had like a shore trooper like this, or you could have like a patrol trooper helmet. You know, and they've decided to go for artillery that we've seen in one episode for a couple of seconds.
I don't even. Is there like a standard stormtrooper one?
I don't know, a Black Series. I'll have a little look.
Because it seems a bit weird to just have the yellow one. I suppose it's a bit different. Like it's cool, but yeah.
We'll have a look for you now.
Okay. Then we've got rocket troopers. So they carry big rocket launchers, but they just have the standard stormtrooper armor. But they're also called demolition troopers, and some of them have a red pauldron. But yeah, they carry like these big rocket launchers, those ones. Then we've got heavy assault troopers. So again, it's standard armor, but they have a black pauldron, and they have ammunition pouches, and they're equipped with very heavy weaponry. So like big guns, blasters. Yeah, kind of like Heavy from Clone Wars, but like a stormtrooper version of it. Then we got jump troopers, which they have jetpacks. And they've got orange shoulders with like the Empire symbol on them.
Oh yeah, I know the ones you mean.
But they've got like big tubes coming out and stuff. But yeah, because they have jetpacks, that's why they're called jump troopers, because they can be in the air and fight all the enemies that are in the air. Then we have riot control troopers. So I'm sure we've seen these in like The Force Unleashed.
Yeah. 100%.
And like the Cal Kestis games.
Jedi Survivor.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm pretty sure
100%
because I remember like the shields being on the floor and that. So riot control, so they carry these big shields, and they have electro baton or a staff. But they have like the standard armor. But yeah, they have these massive shields, so it takes you longer to defeat them, I suppose, in the games. Then we have Grenadier Stormtroopers. So these ones have red pauldron and a black bandolier for armor. And they have these big blasters that fire thermal detonators. So kind of like the thing that Leia has
Mhm.
in Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Similar to that, but it fires them out of a blaster.
Deadly weapon.
So yeah, they're pretty deadly. Then shock troopers, which most of you will know. So they're white armor with red stripes. So those stormtroopers are the ones that used to be kind of Coruscant guards. So they kind of took over, and they're called shock troopers. So yeah. I don't think it's like clones in those. I'm guessing the clones
because obviously they wouldn't be
passed
around.
and
I think it's
they've
more.
hired new people, but essentially they have the same job as Coruscant guards used to do, like guarding the Emperor and stuff. Then we have Death Troopers, which
I believe we have a phone here.
there we go. So a lot of you will remember this from Rogue One because it was one of like the main protagonists in Rogue One. So obviously they're black armor. They have cybernetics in them, so they're kind of cyborgs. So they're a bit more advanced than just your regular trooper. And they always guard high-ranking members. So in Rogue One, we obviously see them with Director Krennic. Also, you mentioned something cool earlier about their helmets.
Yeah, so obviously when you watch Rogue One, you'll hear sort of they'll make these weird noises, and it's like, what are they saying? You don't know. Basically, they had in their helmets jammers, like signal jammers, and basically it was like they would talk, and it would just come out like that mumble, like. But to anyone who had the helmet on, or like the Imperial, for example, that was with them, would have like the headset, they would be able to understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
But it is quite cool, though, isn't it? The fact that, you know,
yeah,
these troopers, you couldn't understand. So it was also to stop people from listening. So if there was like a conversation, and you know they didn't want any spies or that listening to it, I think it's pretty cool.
I think that's really cool.
What do you think of the armor?
I think it's really cool armor.
I remember seeing it in Rogue One, and I was like, "Oh, that is a badass looking stormtrooper."
They're similar to like the Dark Troopers, but obviously like a humanoid version of it. But yeah, very kind of dark side, like you know, they're the baddies kind of people.
You don't want to mess with those guys.
And they've definitely got a lot more armor on armor and things, weaponry. That's what.
Well, just look at the gun. Look at the blaster.
Look at the blaster.
He's got some grenades.
Pockets he's got on him. Yeah.
That's why you don't see many. I mean, in fairness, some of them. There was quite a few that got killed in the sort of Battle of Scarif when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, these guys you don't mess with.
No. Yeah, I think they look really cool.
And
obviously because of the whole speech thing, like they can plan what they're gonna do with the other troopers. They can be like, "Oh, I'll take him from behind" or whatever. Like, yeah, and then that victim, I suppose, doesn't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, I think they're really cool. And also, I've just noticed they're like codpiece that's very similar to Vader's. And I quite like their leg armor as well. It's quite cool.
Very different.
And then we've got Purge Troopers. So we saw a lot of these in Kenobi. So they hang around with the Inquisitors because their main goal is to hunt down the Jedi. Hold on one sec. Rules just fit. The blaster rifle is a DLT-19 made by Blast Tech. Wow. And there we go. We got the name.
You learn something.
The name of
every day.
The blaster. Anyway, so yeah, Purge Troopers. They're with the Inquisitors, and they hunt down surviving members of the Jedi Order. So that's kind of the point of the Purge Troopers and Inquisitor, they all work together. I suppose they kind of are like the Inquisitor's guards, really. Like if someone went for an Inquisitor, like a Jedi or something, they'd be there shooting and trying to help intervene. So yeah, I think the Inquisitor's main goal is to hunt down the Jedi, and the Purge Troopers just kind of help them
hang around them.
Help them along the way. But yeah, they're like the black armor with like bits of red. Their helmets are very different as well.
But the ones in the Kenobi and the Funko that we put last week, it's basically like a stormtrooper head with like red lenses, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So a little bit different in Kenobi, but I still think it looked pretty good.
So that's cool. Then we've got. So this next one I'm going to mention, they basically have been inspired by the Bad Batch. So they're called SCAR Special Command. So they're called SCAR Troopers, but it stands for Special Commando Advanced Retcon Troopers, which SCAR is easier to say. So there's 6 members in this one.
Can I just say something before you say that? So when we watched the video on the stormtroopers and all that and getting our information, when these ones came up and I was looking at them, the first thing I said to Chloe was,
they're just like Bad Batch.
They're just the Imperial version of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And then you may continue.
And then it said they are called Task Force 99 after the Bad Batch. So yeah.
They are the Imperial Bad Batch.
They are literally the same. There's one that's like massive. There's one that's like got a sniper rifle. There's another one that has like a data pad. And I'm like, it's literally the Bad Batch. They're literally the same. But an Imperial version of them. So yeah. I think they're only seen in like one comic. But yeah, they're still classed as
Didn't one of them have a lightsaber as well?
Yeah. I think it was like the leader had a lightsaber. One of them had like a little cape, like hood thing. But yeah, other than that, they're basically Bad Batch. But one of them has a saber. And then stormtroopers. So those ones were hired by the Empire because they had special skills similarly to the Bad Batch. You know, they could do certain tasks that not regular stormtrooper could do. So yeah, I thought that was quite a cool little group of stormtroopers. Then we've got Imperial Guard, which these ones are the ones that are like always around Darth Sidious, like Palpatine, with like the I always remember them because in Robot Chicken, if you guys haven't seen Star Wars Robot Chicken, it's just this really funny program. But in it, there's a scene where Palpatine calls one of them a Crayola because he looks like a melted crayon. So they're like the big red people with the staffs. So they're called Imperial Guards, and their staffs are called Force Pikes, which I thought that was an interesting name. I'd just call it like a guard staff or something. But Force Pikes, so I don't know if there's anything false about them, but
I don't think so.
There we go. Maybe to like force someone to do something for them. Maybe that's how they got their name.
Possibly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's those ones. But they can take off that big cloak that they're wearing because they kind of look like they're wearing like a dress almost. But they can take it off and then they have like full-on armor that's red underneath. I'm not quite sure why they're red. I'm guessing just to symbolize their just dark side.
I think symbolize the Sith.
Yeah, the Sith. But yeah, they're always around Palpatine, so they, let's see, are made to guard high ranks and stuff. So yeah, that's it.
That's all the troopers.
That's all the troopers that I could find.
Well, thank you.
But that is a lot of troopers.
It is a
that
lot
we
of
have
troopers.
spoken about.
Yes, that is a lot, but definitely interesting. I hope you guys have learned some interesting things about the troopers.
Yeah, I think lots of we've seen in the movies, but there's also a lot we haven't seen, or only seen like 2 seconds of, like the patrol trooper. But yeah, I really like the troopers. I think they're cool. Lots of people say that they miss everything, so they're not very good at aiming. But you know, the clones were the best, weren't they?
Of course they were.
So they couldn't top
Of course
the
they
clones.
were. You can beat the clones.
They couldn't top the clones.
But yeah, that was the stormtroopers. Thank you for that. That was
Okay.
really good. Shall we move on to troopers of the week? Okay. So I'm going to start with mine, and he goes by the name of Burricks. So
Okay.
Buhhricks.
Mm-hmm.
He makes custom Lego figs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a video here. The reason that I've chosen him, he's creating a airborne trooper, but the airborne trooper has Jurassic Park like marks all over it. So he's like a Jurassic Park trooper.
Mm-hmm.
Again, very
Jurassic
cool,
Park Stormtrooper.
very simple, but it does look cool though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Is it Stormtrooper or is it Clone?
No, it's a clone airborne
Ah, it's a
trooper.
Clone. Cool.
But yeah, it does look very good. Again, a very creative and very clever way of, you know,
If you can't get a minifig, then make it.
make your own.
I mean, they don't do Jurassic Park Clone Troopers off the shelf.
No, just a weird little crossover there for you.
Yeah.
So Burricks.
So my one is someone called Sanitized Creations on Instagram. They make helmets. But I think it's quite cool how they do like the live action version and the Clone Wars version, so you can really see the differences between the two. And I've been sending them to him just so you can see. I'll show you. So obviously this is like the live action version and the Clone Wars version. But I was saying to him, like, I didn't realize there was so many differences between the two. Like obviously the big black line is kind of the most obvious one, but even like the shape of the visor, and like the mouthpiece is a bit more.
Even the raised bit.
Yeah, so this is like a bit higher. There's just so many little differences that I'd never really picked up on before. But yeah, so that's just the reg one. I have to show this one because it's fabulous.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. But you know, he's not stopped there. He's done the 212, which are really cool, and he's done the 330 seconds, which is quite cool to see that in like the live action form, because obviously we've only seen it in animated.
True, but we have got a Black Series helmet of it, haven't we? Not
true.
Personally, but you know, it is available.
Yeah, and then he's done like Shock Trooper and stuff. So yeah, I just thought they were really cool. It's quite cool how he's done both of them and put them side by side so you can see all the differences. But yeah.
Cool. Very good little troopers. I think very interesting troopers. So we are back with meme of the week.
Yeah.
We love this. This one's good.
We do love it.
This one we have. Boom.
Nothing here can take out an ATSD. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
I really like this one.
These guys can take out an AT-AT, no problem.
Yeah.
They can do it in multiple ways as well. You've got, you can either crush it, you can either have it stand on a load of fallen logs.
Oh yeah, when you put all the tree logs down.
Yeah.
No, you're just like, what? Not used to this.
Or they can infiltrate it
Mhm.
and get inside it and take it over.
Yep.
I mean, yes, they had help with Chewie,
Yeah.
but still,
But there you go.
I thought
They
this
did a real good
one
job.
was quite funny because they were really struggling to take it out. And it's like, yeah, just get a couple of Ewoks, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
For the 40th anniversary, we've got to do one of these this year. A Return of the Jedi beam.
Yep.
Yep. And you love Wicket, don't you?
I do. He's my favourite.
He is cute.
But yeah.
Tiny bear.
But yeah, that's gonna basically be it for us today, guys. We'll be back next week, and we will be basically the whole episode's going to be an Ahsoka episode.
Yep.
We're going to be discussing
what we liked about it.
Yeah, things we noticed.
Easter eggs.
Everything. It's gonna be Ahsoka mad and Rebels mad, if you like, because obviously there's gonna be so much. But yeah, again, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. May the